Romulan Ale? Why, Bones, you know this is illegal. I only use it for medicinal purposes. Ha ha! Yeah, right, Bones, that's a good one. Let's drink. Okay. Hey, everybody. Well, I tell you, those pigs, I got to keep an eye on them every minute of the day. Well, today I thought we could take a look at this pretty cool replica of a Romulan ale bottle. Now, this is a prop that I've been wanting for a long time, and, trying to get props like this are not the easiest thing, but nowadays, somebody somewhere is making something. So I got in contact with the gentleman that made a few of these. He made a limited run of them, and luckily I got in on that run, and I think these look really, really good. They look just like the actual prop that we saw on the show. So the original prop was made of acrylic, just like these. It had layers of, the layers that they did to make these lower sections here, especially this area. Now, these things, they can't be easy to make. I mean, I can't even imagine trying to make one of these. The gentleman that made these made about 30 of them, and it took him quite a while to make them. But I was more than happy to wait because I think it turned out really good. Now I've seen some that are, better quality than this, but I can't nitpick. I just can't nitpick because they're so hard to find. Now, if you look at the original prop, I've seen pictures of it online when it went up for auction. It has a bunch of flaws on it too. I mean, most props, if you see them in real life, you'd be amazed what they got away with in TV shows and movies. But I'll give you some close-ups of this just to show you some of the details. Alright, so let's look at the top of this. The layers in here, like I said, this just couldn't be an easy thing to do. You can see how these are all layered like this. So each one of these pieces is a ring. It's basically a ring because you got that tube that runs down the center, and then these ring pieces have to go around, and then they have to be measured out, and then they have to be glued in there. Gluing acrylic is always a little tricky, trying to not get any air bubbles or fogging in there. You have to use a special glue for that. Here's the top part, and then you have the cylindrical part. Now, he made this really nice vinyl decal or sticker that goes on the front here. It looks just like what they had in the movie, which is really neat. And when you come down here, you can see the layers that go into making the bottom. Now, I don't know if the bottom had that smaller disc on there or if it was flat. I'm sure that was just a choice that he made. You can see that he did try to make these waterproof, but you can see I put food coloring in there for the pig's Romulan Ale, and you can see some of it kind of seep down in there. So, but it is watertight. I mean, it did hold everything. It didn't leak or anything, but that food coloring kind of glommed onto the glue, whatever kind of glue he used here. So, but I'm fine with it. I think the original bottle has remnants of blue in there too. So yeah, it's really cool. I think he redesigned the lid, the original version of the lid that he had. You can see this comes right off like this. I think he said it was a little too tall. There was something about it that he didn't like. So he revamped it, and thankfully I got one of the revamped versions. And I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty accurate. And I also think the size is about the right size too. So let me show you some clips of how it was used in the movie and some other shows as well. So the first time that we see the Romulan ale bottle was in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And so McCoy gave Kirk a bottle of it for his birthday, and you can see him holding it right there. So when I got my replica bottle, originally I thought it was a little too small, but in looking at this scene, I now realize that it's about right. And here Kirk is holding it more upright, so you can kind of get a better view of it. You can see a little bit of the blue liquid is going up the cone part of it right there. And here's McCoy pouring some out. I don't know, I've always wanted to know what that tasted like. I'm sure they were just drinking colored water, but if Romulan ale was real, and I do know they do make a Romulan ale, I haven't tried it, but it would be interesting to see just how strong it's supposed to be, according to the story. But I love when McCoy grabs it from Kirk's hand and says, "Here, gimme." The bottle makes an appearance again in Star Trek The Next Generation. I can't remember the name of this episode. It had Lwaxana Troi on it, and Picard was bringing a bottle of it to her. This one looks a lot bigger, and it looks like it's slightly different in design. This is when Picard gets to her quarters, and then Mr. Home is right there, and you can see that he's holding it right there. But yeah, this one is definitely a bigger one, and also the cone part of it looks like it's a little bit different design. It looks more like it's stepped rather than layered. This scene is hilarious because Picard hands it to Mr. Home to, I guess, get ready to pour it for he and Loaxana to drink. And you can see he's inspecting it here, but you can kind of see how the tip of that bottle looks like it's more layered right there. And then Mr. Home opens the bottle and begins to chug it. I like Picard. He's just like, he didn't say anything to him, but Mr. Home is helping himself to it. It's pretty hilarious. And he ends up drinking the whole thing. It's pretty funny. Now, see, this one has a flat bottom to it, and it doesn't look like it's layered quite as much. You know, it looks like it just has maybe the wider base to it. Maybe, I don't know. One thing about those bottles, they have a flat top to it, so it's hard to get all the liquid out of there. And here you can really see how it's like more stepped. It doesn't actually have the layers of acrylic like the original bottle did. So maybe by the time that they filmed The Next Generation, that bottle was gone or sold at auction or something. But this one, it definitely has a different design. It still looks cool, but I think the Wrath of Khan version actually looks better than this one. It also made an appearance in Star Trek Picard, and I don't remember seeing it. Maybe, you know, I saw the whole series, but I don't remember seeing it in there. But this one here looks different too. It has a longer neck. It does look like it has the layers though, so they didn't just do the stepping thing. Looks like it's got kind of a silver stopper on it. And maybe it's a little shorter in the main section right there. It also has the layered bottom too. So yeah, that one looks good, but I still think I like the Wrath of Khan version the best. And it even made an appearance in The Big Bang Theory, which is hilarious. Here we can see Sheldon holding on to this. And they have the nice, the correct label on it. This one does look like it has the stepped version, not the layered version. So yeah, I don't know if these were borrowed from the, you know, from Paramount and they just borrowed the prop, or if they just made it for the show, who knows. But yeah, it's kind of cool. So it seems like there's all these different versions of it. But the one I have is mainly based on the Wrath of Khan version. So there we go, just a short little video to highlight this cool prop. So yeah, you know, I wish a real Romulan ale would come out and it be served in a bottle like this or sold in a bottle like this. It'd be so cool. But, you know, I know it'd be really expensive. So the gentleman that made this, he sold it at a really good price. He sold these for $71, and I've never seen those that cheap. Pretty much everyone I've ever seen, they want about $300 or more, or $250, somewhere in that area. And I mean, I know that they take a long time to make and everything, but geez, you know, maybe it's because this guy made 30 at a time and that probably helped. But I think he did a really good job on it, and I think it looks really good, and I definitely have been wanting one of these ever since I saw the Wrath of Khan. Little did I know it would take this long to get one. But it's pretty cool, and I'm definitely going to be adding this to my collection. Never, ever again will I have Romulan Ale. Don't say Romulan Ale. I can't feel my face. Would someone get these birds out of here?